for tonight's matchup between the Phoenix Suns and your
games. Look at the starters. Colin Gillespie. Stan looks for
even in the rotation to begin with.
Stretch of years here as Milwaukee's head coach. Inbound, an open look at a three, and that is good. Hollins showing off that outside stroke. And he gets us our first points of the night.
He's been right at 40% from three as a starter here, making his 14th start tonight.
Devin Booker, shadowed by Kuzma, who continues in his starting role after coming over in that deadline deal. Nice little floater that time by Dunn, able to get to his spot in the paint.
Yeah, Dunn's averaged double figures over
today's NBA standards. Kind of a mediocre offensive team.
Gave up 148 to Houston. I watched those games back to back, and I didn't know if anybody was ever going to try to stop anybody.
It was a little painful for you, Coach?
It was, to be quite honest. I felt the pain of Mike Budenholzer and Doc Rivers. I empathized.
Nick Richards had a chance underneath, unable to put it down. So Lopez on the wing. This is Rollins coming around his screen. Taurean Prince, one of the three-point marksmen in the league. Antetokounmpo on the dive, and we had a chance to visit with him, and we asked him about coming back into this building.
This franchise in the NBA won 8 playoff series and championship, and you still get fired? I mean, coaching can be a crazy profession at times, but he's back on the bench now.
Devin Booker, good early. He had 28 points in that loss against Houston on Sunday. The 4 games prior to that, he had really struggled, and his three-point slump even continued through his good offensive play on the hook shot.
Yeah, Booker, 5 games coming into tonight, 3 for 25 from 3.
A little bit too much there. Taurean Prince on the clear. So Milwaukee with a 5-point early lead. Antetokounmpo kicks out, then Prince, Gillespie, some of the little plays that he makes.
Yeah, Gillespie's just been outstanding for this team.
Ball knocked around in the front court, tracked down by Allen with 13 to shoot. Allen sizes up Rollins, gets a screen, pulls up from deep. Offensive rebound, Richards underneath. These are 2 of the best shooting teams in the NBA. That has not been an issue for either of these 2 clubs. Beautiful drop step by Booker, but then a turnover. Richards unable to squeeze that handoff in tight.
And that was the problem last week Phoenix had. It kept the game close. They had 16 turnovers against the Bucks in that game last week.
Lopez continuing to play at a high level for Doc Rivers.
Well, Brook Lopez, just a great professional. And the move, him coming here to Milwaukee, really turned things around for them to get more shooting on the floor around Antetokounmpo.
Kyle Kuzma feeds the box. Antetokounmpo's pass, tight quarters, gets it back, working against Dunn underneath.
Defender, but he has neither the size nor the strength to defend.
Phoenix Suns offense now operate without Kevin Durant. Gillespie catch and shoot 3.
Yeah, look, they're going to lean on Devin Booker, but these other guys have got to knock down shots. Gillespie and Grayson Allen among them as Lopez knocks.
He says, I do. So I said, how do you plan to slow him down tonight? He said, throw the kitchen sink at him. Stan, it looks like the kitchen sink's not working right now so far in this game.
Well, Dennis, look, the great poet Robert Burns render them meaningless.
And Stan, you and I had our taste of getting to the finals with the Magic. How tough is it for you to go back into a building where you have so much success in?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's always emotional. I didn't have to go back into that building and play against the guys who had, you know, made me successful there, but it's still emotional.
No doubt said it would be a little strange making that opposite turn. Their lead now at 12 points as we hit the 7-minute mark now in this opening quarter. Some of the shooting numbers as Milwaukee hit their first 6 shots. Gillespie finds his spot. A little bit short. Richards with the rebound. And the officials are going to say he...
Yeah, and that one of them was not the championship year.
Taurean Prince. He has been sensational from that three-point line, leads the league entering play tonight. Mention how good both of these two teams have been shooting in terms of effective field goal percentage, both in the top 5. Grayson Allen, terrific defense. So great Marquette. And both coaches, especially no Royce O'Neal tonight, another missing guy that they do not have tonight. Actually dealing with an illness. As Tyus Jones has come in for the first time, and so you're in the middle of a play.
Yeah, look, and that's exactly right. Now, Oso Ighodaro has been in the rotation for 10 straight games now and has played well for them. They're just looking for anybody who can help them, and Cody Martin's a guy who could, as he gets on the glass and then gets back there again. He is pursuing every offensive rebound.
Rollins pass deflected out front by Ighodaro. Here comes the young big running the lane. And now the reset is Phoenix trying to fight through some early offensive jitters. They're 3 of 12 shooting, just 2 of 6 from the three-point line. Booker, explodingly needed bucket for the Suns.
Yeah, right by Pat Connaughton.
Second field goal for Booker. He's 2 of his first 6. As we hit the 5-minute mark now in this first quarter. Kuzma resets to Rollins. Rollins working against Jones. 2 to shoot. Leans up. Jones picks his pocket. And some terrific interior defense.
And Tyus Jones just with great defensive plays right there.
Booker, boy, that first step, incredible. Unable to put it down.
And much better going to his left. He looks like he came up limping a little bit there.
Well, that's the last thing they need. Pat Connaughton. Rollins underneath. Lopez.
Well, you come off a great defensive possession and then you just break down and give up an easy one like that.
So Lopez already in double figures with 10. Martin, little Euro stepping into the paint, and
something Isaiah Hartenstein really has perfected now with the Thunder. But Ighodaro had that. Shaka Smart helped him develop that shot here at Marquette, and that's become a real weapon for him.
Kyle Kuzma on a
game.
Lopez a little bit with the injuries, still no Bobby Portis, and he's playing more minutes than he wants. Nice little idea underneath, but Booker a little bit off target with his pass, and it's another Phoenix turnover.
It's just left go.
It's just left go, yeah. By the way, Adam, he can call me whatever he likes. I'm honored, Coach, whatever he wants. As play resumes here in Milwaukee, Gary Trent Jr. underneath to the 2-time MVP. Trent fires, misses badly from deep. Stan, what are you seeing so far early in this game? Obviously, the urgency level, maybe more so for Phoenix, trying to play their way back into the top 10 of the West.
Yeah, look, but there's been 9 turnovers in this game already in less than 9 minutes. 5 by Milwaukee and 4 by Phoenix, but Milwaukee's just shot the ball so well, they've been able to get away with it.
Martin,
30 seconds.
About 30 seconds.
Yeah, he set out 1 possession each way, and he's right back in the game. And I call that a great coaching adjustment. Get your best player back on the floor.
Basically, get a sip of water and get back into the game. Antetokounmpo hands off to Trent. Reset with 6 on the timer. Back to Giannis. He'll reset. 3 to shoot. Shovel pass to Prince. The bobble. And it's a
struggling to get anything going offensively. The Bucks defense has been outstanding.
Only 2 points off of those 6 turnovers, by the way. Gillespie working against Porter, trying to turn the corner, and he does. So good offensive start.
Yeah, Colin Gillespie, was not in the rotation at all. And now he's taken on such a big role as Porter's played much more efficiently here in Milwaukee than he did with the Clippers earlier in the year.
A starter now 8 straight games with the absence of Bradley Beal.
Well, he's had some huge games. Friday night at Minnesota, it's been a sloppy first quarter trying to take care of the ball for both of them.
Yeah, Gillespie had that really impressive game in their win against Cleveland. Just recently on March 21st, he had 13 points in that game. So he has been the thick of things against some of the NBA's best teams. Final 90 seconds of the quarter. Porter against Dunn. 4 to shoot. Antetokounmpo will step back and fade. A little bit short, kept alive. Connaughton, Trent, and that's a
4 for 6 from 3, but not getting enough shots because of the 7 turnovers.
They're the 2 stars. Booker sizes up Antetokounmpo, and Giannis pulls it away for the steal. Here he comes up the floor. That's a scary sight. Full-headed streak. And even more now on his shoulders. You saw Damian Lillard, whom Doc Rivers, by the way, look, he's preparing to not have Lillard back. There is some hope at some point that he could return. But who knows what the future holds. Every day of inactivity just makes it a little bit more difficult for a potential comeback. Beautiful pass. Booker.